op art.
In order to make the optical illusion inspired by Vasarely, you need a long ruler, 24 inches. You need a 12-inch ruler. You need a pencil and an eraser. So I'm going to start by making an X through my paper. So I'll go from one corner to the diagonal corner using my long ruler. Make sure the corner is lined up the same on both sides and draw. Now I'm going to spin my ruler the opposite direction, line up both corners on the same side of the ruler, and draw. Now I'm going to switch to my short ruler to do some measuring. So if I line up the 0, the corner of my ruler with the corner of my paper, I see that my paper is 9 inches tall, and I want it to be in 3 sections. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I'm going to make a mark at the 3-inch, which is the long line next to the 3. 3, then 6, the long line next to the 6, and then 9. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Line it up, 3-inch, 6-inch. Now I need my long ruler to connect the diagonals. So I'm going to go from the bottom left to the top right. And from the top left to the bottom right. Now I'm going to get my ruler, my short ruler again, to do some more measuring. Across the bottom of my paper, I see that my paper is 12 inches long. I want 3 sections. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to make a mark at the 4-inch. And 4 plus 4 is 8-inch. Do the same thing on the other side of my paper. Line it up, 4-inch, 8-inch. Now I'm going to connect by making an X. Top left to bottom right. Line it up, make a line, bottom left to top right. And notice all my lines went through this center intersection of my vanishing point. For the next step, we are trying to make the appearance of a tube with curved stripes, like a striped straw that is going down into something until it vanishes at the vanishing point. So if something three-dimensional has stripes, when we draw it, we need to draw it with a curved line instead of a straight line. So I'm going to start at my top center, and I'm going to make a curved line. Now I'm pressing lightly in case I make any mistakes and need to erase it. So I want them to be stripes, so I'm going to do another curved line a little bit down. I want there to be a pretty good distance between these two lines, because as I get closer to the vanishing point, these lines are actually going to get closer together. Because they're far away, they seem smaller and closer together. So my next stripe will be a little bit closer. I didn't get quite enough of a curve on that one. And then my next stripe will be closer. Closer. And by the end, it's just tiny stripes. I'm going to do that in every other triangle. So I'll skip this one, I'll do it here. Skip this one, do it here. All the way around until I'm back at the beginning. Today we are going to be making a value scale by shading, and we're going to be doing this with colored pencils. Now you want your colored pencils to be sharp. You have pencil sharpeners in your table buckets. There are 2 holes in this. Small pencils go in the small hole. If you put it in the large hole, it will actually damage the pencil. So insert it, twist. You don't have to spin the pencil sharpener, just the pencil. And then it's ready to go. Now, for our shading, we're going to be starting in the middle with our lightest, and our goal is for the darkest to be on the right and the left. So I like to start with my lightest. So I'm holding my pencil rather than down by the tip like you're writing. You're going to hold it higher up, and you're just going to lightly color back and forth inside that section. And it looks like it's barely there. It's very, very, very faint. Now for level 2, I'm going to press a little bit harder. And you can even go back a second time. To make it a little darker. For 3, press even harder. And I'm laying my pencil down so that it's shading a smooth amount of color. If you do it with your pencil up, it just carves points into it, and we don't want to be doing that. So that's a little bit darker, and then level 4 would be the darkest. So I'm applying more pressure. You can also go over it multiple times, which will make it darker and darker. So there should be a distinct difference between your light, your 2 mediums, and your dark. Now you're going to do the same thing going the other direction. And it doesn't matter if you color diagonally or up and down. What really matters is the amount of pressure that you use and how many times you go over that area. Now I'm not looking for how well you stay inside the lines with this, although we always want to do our best work. I'm looking for your value, the difference between your light and your dark. This is going to work better with a darker colored pencil. We'll be able to see the difference better than we can with a light color such as yellow. However, it is still achievable to do shading with lighter colors. And then when you're done, write your name and your class code. Now we're going to be taking the knowledge from our value scale and applying it to our optical illusion, or op art. So what we need to do is take our value scale and flip it over, and on the back draw a V, move this out of the way, and draw those stripes that we did on our artwork. So our goal is to make this look 3-dimensional, and so when the light hits something, it usually hits in the center for this assignment, it's going to be hitting in the center of, we'll call them straws, and then it's going to be darker towards the corners. So that's where the practicing of our value scale from dark to light to dark is going to work, because it's going to be lightest in the center. So I will take my color and go very light in the center, and then it's going to be a level 2 pressure, on the left and the right, and then it's going to go into a level 3, and then when it gets into the corner, it will be a level 4. So I'm making it nice and dark on the edges. So I'm getting lighter in the center, a little bit darker, darker, and then darkest in the corner. You want to smooth out those transitions by blending a little bit. So it should go light to dark, light to dark. You can practice that as many times as you want on the back of this. Then you're going to begin working on your actual artwork.